Chapter 7, Video 2, Fossil Fuels. Fossil fuels formed over geological time from the remains of plants and animals buried under layers of sedimentary rock. People are consuming fossil fuels millions of times faster than they are forming. Alternatives are a necessary piece of the solution to meet the energy needs of future generations. In the US, energy consumption and production looks like this over the last 40 years, or 50 years. The US is the leading consumer and producer of primary energy in the world. The US consumes about 25% more energy than it produces, and much of that energy comes from fossil fuels. As you can see here, production has plateaued in the 70s, while consumption is still rising. Fossil fuels are also the major source of air pollution, acid rain, and greenhouse gases. Worldwide, more than half the oil produced is used for transportation. The rest is used for heating, roads, and the manufacture of plastics and synthetic materials. Currently, oil products are being processed from oil sands and oil shale at higher and higher cost and are an example of the law of diminishing returns. Mineral extraction of fossil fuels and uranium and dam construction for hydroelectric power all create major environmental destruction. Petroleum spills from transport or extraction accidents, as well as waste from processing, are obvious environmental problems and are an estimated 22 to 44 million barrels of extracted oil are released into the oceans every year. The conventional fuels by which we rely heavily are non-renewable and are being depleted rapidly. Between now and 2020, world oil consumption is predicted to increase by 60%. Imagine if the entire population of China started to use as much oil per person as we do in the US, because that's what's going to happen. Energy consumption raises two basic concerns. How will we power our future as we deplete current energy sources? And how will we minimize energy-related environmental degradation? Historically, energy-related problems have been addressed by using more energy, meaning cheaper technology that uses lots of energy and increased extraction to keep up with demand. A more productive approach to these problems may lie in reducing demand by increasing efficiency. Coal is much more abundant than oil and more evenly distributed throughout the world. The world's known coal supply could last about 200 years at current consumption rates, much less time it is used as a replacement when the oil resource is exhausted. Using more coal, of course, can increase air pollution. Coal emits about 25% more CO2 than the equal heat amount of oil, and emits about 80% more CO2 than the equal amount of natural gas. Burning coal releases sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, and those are the major contributors to acid rain. The majority of cheap available fossil fuel is in the form of coal. In what is considered an environmental breakthrough, plans for more than 50 new coal-fired plants in the US have been canceled in 2007. Between 2000 and 2006, over 150 coal plants proposals were fielded by the utilities in the United States. By the end of 2007, 10 of those proposed plants had been constructed, and an additional 25 plants were under construction. During 2007, at least 59 of those plants were canceled, abandoned, or put on hold. Between 2009 and 2013, plans for another 32 coal plants in the US were put on hold. Part of the reason for this is the new abundance of natural gas. Another part or reason for this is that people in developed countries, like the US, are less interested in having coal-fired power plants in their backyard. There's obviously consequences to that kind of pollution. Even in an economy like ours right now, where jobs are scarce, people don't want tons of coal being burned within within the vicinity of their homes. Burning coal, as depicted here, and to a lesser extent burning oil and natural gas, has greatly impacted the environment. Extensive mining and burning of fossil fuel has contributed to global warming, acid rain, air pollution, water pollution, degradation of soil and waterways. No one human activity has had a greater impact on Earth systems than burning of fossil fuels. Review for this section is as follows. We should know what a non-renewable resource is, especially as it pertains to fossil fuel. Are some fossil fuels more harmful to the environment when they burn? Which ones are they? What are the ways that burning fossil fuel degrade the environment? And what predictions for energy use and fossil fuel production say about the future? What are some of the solutions?